He laid the foundations of the theory of evolution and transformed the way we think about the natural world. British scientist Charles Robert Darwin was born in 1809 in Shropshire to a wealthy and well-connected family. Darwin initially planned to follow a medical career and studied at Edinburgh University, but later switched to divinity at Cambridge. In 1831, he joined a 5-year scientific expedition on the survey ship HMS Beagle. He was just 23 years of age. The voyage would lead him to the Galapagos Islands and his theory of evolution. At the time of Darwin's expedition, most Europeans believed that God created the world in 7 days, as described in the Bible. During his trip, Darwin read Lyell's Principles of Geology, which suggested that the fossils found in rocks were actually evidence of animals that had lived many thousands or millions of years ago. The argument began to make perfect sense to Darwin and was supported by the rich variety of animal life and the geological features he saw during his voyage. But his breakthrough came in the Galapagos Islands, 500 miles west of South America. Darwin's observations made him realize that the Earth was millions of years old and that over time some species had become extinct. Darwin noticed that each island supported its own form of finch, which were closely related but differed in important ways. Biologists now call these Darwin's finches and use them as an example of how the descendants of one ancestor can evolve into several species as they adapt to different conditions. When he returned to England in 1836, Charles Darwin set to work trying to solve the puzzles of these observations.
Darwin's theory of evolution is the only scientific explanation for the diversity of life on Earth as we know it today. These other theories are reactions, social, non-scientific reactions.
He discovered that the flora and fauna best suited to their environment are more likely to survive and reproduce, passing on the characteristics which help them to survive to their offspring. Gradually, the species changes over time. Darwin proposed a theory of evolution occurring by the process of natural selection. What Darwin saw in the Galapagos Islands took years to develop in his mind. He worked on his theory for 2 decades. When he learnt that another naturalist, Alfred Wallace, had been working on similar ideas, it gave him the confidence to publish his work. The two made a joint announcement of their discoveries in 1858. In 1859, Charles Darwin published On the Origin of Species by Means of Natural Selection. The book was extremely controversial because Darwin's theory extended to Homo sapiens, simply classing them as another form of animal. It made it seem possible that even people might just have evolved, quite possibly from apes, and destroyed the orthodox thinking on how the world was created. Darwin was attacked, particularly by the church, for his views. However, his ideas soon gained currency and have become the new accepted belief by scientists. But the religious arguments continue. Darwin married Emma Wedgwood, his first cousin, in 1839, and later moved to Down House, southeast of Charing Cross. Darwin spent his last years here in seclusion, battling chronic illness. The Darwins had 10 children. 2 died in infancy, and daughter Annie died aged 10. 4 of his sons went on to become prominent scientists. Despite furious controversy, his theory prevailed, and by the end of his life, he was universally recognized. Today, Charles Darwin is renowned as a towering figure in the study of biology.